one young woman in our program. By the age of 11, had already been through many, many foster care placements, and they were helping her move homes yet again, helping her gather her things. And she wanted to bring photographs with her to her next foster care home, and the only photographs she had were of activities, things that she had done with friends of the children.
The children that are being looked after now, they're right on the cusp. You know, they can either succeed, you know, with a little push, or they can just easily slip through the cracks.
You've got these children who haven't done anything wrong. It's circumstances, and they need someone, a steady presence in their life to help them remove those barriers, to help them unlock their potential. Friends provides that stability, really on a weekly basis, at least 4 hours a week, every week, from the time you're in kindergarten all the way through high school.
Richmond, he just came off as cool first day I met him, you know. I liked him already, you know. He was interested in like sports, music, like the same type of 90s music and whatnot. We just have awesome conversations.
Bakari, when he's at school with his friends, you know, he's got a persona and this, that, and the other thing, and with his family, he's kind of distant and kind of standoffish, you know, but when we're hanging out, he has a platform just to be himself. He doesn't have to worry, like I say, he doesn't have to worry about being judged.
He was just like, he was a good friend.
One of the things that Bakari used to struggle with was his communication. You know, he'd know what he'd want to say, but he wouldn't be able to get it out. And he would lash out. You know, he'd get angry.
My junior year, football, I got suspended from some games, but you know, just cause of fighting. Richmond, you know, he talked to me about it. He was like, yeah, man, you know, it's physical sport. I understand, you know, but sometimes you just gotta figure out how to handle your anger and just think about everything that happens before you retaliate. Think about the rights and the wrongs before you retaliate.
Bakari's picked up on that. He's finding better ways to handle it. You know, he's a different guy. He's growing up now. Things like that, they don't get to him as much.
Friends of the Children had devoted many years to developing a very strong, research-based, high-quality program that was making a tremendous difference for kids. And the organization just hadn't had the capacity to be able to fully develop that kind of infrastructure and systems that it would need to be a sustainable organization over the long term.
Often you were running on adrenaline, right? The adrenaline of the mission and how exciting that is. You can't step back and assess and think, how do we build capacity? How do we plan for the long term? How do we plan for succession? You think, gosh, we're mentoring children. What do we care about job descriptions for, you know, committee heads and things like that? But it's so important if you want to bring in new board members.
They've really looked at all of the tools and expertise that SVP partners have and really strategically taken advantage of the best that SVP has to offer.
With SVP's support, we had the structure and the engagement of our board members that it required to be able to develop solid fundraising plans, to keep our eye on our strategic plan at all times and make sure that those are the goals that are driving our work every day. And it really gave us the discipline to be able to stay focused. Now we understand that to achieve our more immediate goals and our long-term goals, you know, we have to have a backbone.
One of our graduates in the program this year is heading to the University of Washington. And I think back to when I was a teenager, how remote attending the University of Washington seemed to me. I grew up raised by a single mother in a welfare household in subsidized housing here in Seattle, and by the time I was 16 I had dropped out of high school and had been arrested a few times, and I had this crazy idea that I wanted to be a police officer, and really most of the people in my life, in my world at that time said, you know, that is crazy. That's not going to happen for you given your circumstances and what's already happened in your life. And I applied to a program for young people that were interested in law enforcement. The police officer in charge of the program sat down with me and he says, you know, every now and again I take a chance on a kid like you who could go either way. I'm going to give you this opportunity. I flourished in that program, went back to high school, went on to college, and eventually spent 15 years in federal law enforcement. And when I got tired of that, I went to law school and became a lawyer. When I see a child who has that potential and just needed someone like friends to come and help remove those barriers and unlock that potential, it's incredibly gratifying. It's a small investment for just an incredible payoff.
Friends of the Children is a really excellent program, and I was glad that I can be a part of it growing up. They just gave me a lot of opportunities, and they helped me. They're trying to help me get somewhere, and I really respect it.
I'm proud of him. He's graduating this year. He has plans, and he not only has plans, but he has options. He has option A, B, and C, you know, and he can choose.